bringing the latest in current events, the arts, and the University of West Florida. This is Argo News. I'm Davis Wood.
And I'm Shamika Lewis.
Campus life is offering more than just a room here at UWF. They're offering a community.
Think you know everything about campus life? Well, the living learning communities beg to differ.
Our LLCs are living learning communities that students are able to take part in that connect their academic interest and sort of career pursuits to where they live in the community on campus. Studies have found, and they've also correlated with our findings here at the university, that our students who live in our LLCs have higher grades than their other on-campus residents, and our on-campus residents have higher GPAs than our off-campus residents, so it's sort of even higher. So that's kind of a big benefit of living in one of our living learning communities. Our biggest ones that probably people have heard about would be our honors community in Pace, our STEM living learning community in Presidents and Delphi in Martin. Our other communities that are starting up next year is the Teach LLC, and then also we have communities such as the Justice LLC. Currently we have the Think, which is a tourism and hospitality group, and then we have smaller groups like UWF Min. From what we find, our students are very satisfied with the communities. Obviously, some of our more established ones have some longer traditions, but for our newer communities, it's exciting for those students to be a part of creating those new traditions and sort of signature programs and events. But we find that our students are quite satisfied since they get to have faculty interaction and sort of programs that specifically tailor to the needs and wants that they have.
These living learning communities are just going to show that, like with most things at the university, there's more than meets the eye. I'm James Wiggins reporting for Argo News.
Of the many buildings UWF has to offer, the Commons has a huge impact for the students.
The Commons is important for not only the students, but for the faculty as well.
The main concept of the Commons is definitely just a sense of connection to other students, to student organizations, and to life on campus. We have a good bit, I'd say each semester there's got to be over 100 events at least. We do like a lot of weddings, we do a lot of stuff for different sororities and fraternities and student organizations on campus, and then just random events every now and then. I think one of the most popular events is our open mic night that CAB hosts. A lot of students come to that. They like to showcase their talents or just come and support friends. Yes, students can hold events here. We do a lot of stuff for student organizations and for fraternities and sororities, and even students themselves, if they have like if they want to do a birthday party or if they want to do a graduation party or something, they can hold that here. All they would need to do is just go up to our reservations office and talk to either Ash Elkins or Chris Hawkins, and they'll be able to help them out. Physically, we have some needs in here, like the carpet. I think we're going to replace that soon, actually. And then we definitely need to replace the Xbox that we have. It doesn't really work most of the time. And then we need a new ping pong table and some new pool tables probably.
Cheryl hopes that the Commons will continue to grow and it will help further student success. This is Caitlin Lee reporting for Argo News.
Childcare. Now, not something I've thought too much about, but maybe I should start thinking about my future children. Reporter Megan Hancock gives us a reason why.
The Center for Child Development. It's a lesser-known department at UWF, but you may want to enroll today, and here's why.
Well, obviously, we offer it to students first because we want to make sure they can go to class, and then staff for the ones who are working, and then outsiders. We do it in that way to make sure everybody is benefited in the community. So we accept ages 6 months all the way through the preschool years, get them ready for kindergarten and the schooling after. We have, I think it's 6 classes, 6 or 7, and they're divided by age range. So ours goes from 6 to 18 months, and the next class will go up from 18 months to, I think, a year, 2.5 years. So we have 8 of them in our class. The oldest is 15 months old. The youngest is, I think, 8 months old now. They are all developing at different rates. Playing with kids, we're working with them to, in our classroom, develop motor skills. So we're teaching them how to walk and feed themselves. Our schedule down in the young toddlers classroom consists of them coming in and having playtime, developing their skills of building and stuff. And then we'll do morning snack, more play after cleanup, of course. Then we'll get bottles ready, get ready for lunch and the nap. And then after that, we'll do play. And then depending on the time of the year, we'll do either an afternoon snack or an afternoon nap, depending on what they want at that point. And then we play until pickup.
If you would like to know more about volunteer opportunities or are seeking affordable childcare, please call 850-474-2195 for more information. I'm Megan Hancock, reporting for Argo News.
Susan Morris was the first sweetheart of Sigma Alpha Mu's Delta Eta chapter here at UWF. 25 years later, she's still remembered kindly by the organization that knew her best.
Some people come into our lives and only stay for a bit. Others come and stay for a while, but the impact they leave on us remains the same.
Susan Lee Morris was our very first sweetheart of Sigma Alpha Mu in 1992. And in 1993, Susan was met by a man when she was walking from the library to her car one night, and she was sexually assaulted, killed, and left for dead on the nature trail that night. The importance of the sign and the quote is that Susan was not here for very long as our sweetheart. She was only here for a short period of time, yet she's left an amazing impact on not only Sam, but this university. We have our bench, we have our Alpha Gamma letters, we have our quote here now. We have the blue light system that she's inspired. It's all around campus. Susan's impact on Sigma Alpha Mu was that she embodied all of our principles. She was courteous and kind. She was everything that a Sam was. She makes me want to be a better person. She embodies all the values that Sams hold so dear to us, and we live by these. And she makes me want to be a better person, and I want to live by these as well.
Susan Lee Morris passed away 25 years ago, but her legacy continues on in this bench. It is a physical reminder that she will always be here at UWF. Her legacy lives on, and the brothers that she had in Sigma Alpha Mu, and the sisters that she had in Alpha Gamma Delta. I'm Colin Bester, reporting for Argo News.
College for many students affords the opportunity to lead, and for some others to experience challenges. Here at UWF, there are resources for both. College is full of many experiences, some challenging, some really fun, some very irresponsible. There's one group on campus says that you still can have fun while making good decisions at the same time.
Peer educators are seen as a necessary program for the school and for the students because of what we can bring to the campus.
Vicki Weekly is a senior at UWF. She is also in her 4th year as a peer educator.
There's so many things to learn with peer ed, and what's kind of cool is that we're teaching on topics that I think people should just know about already. You know, like maybe it's something that they missed in their sexual health class in high school, or they didn't get to learn about it, and so we get to provide the opportunity to, teach them. It's an awesome job on campus, a really great opportunity, and also a way for you to grow before you're out in this real world, So it's a great way for students to get involved on campus. If they're really kind of shy, we have to literally, in outreach, we have to reach out, you know what I mean, to people that are walking by our table and be like, hey, do you want to play a game?
The peer educators talk about many serious subjects, especially sexual assault. That is why every April they put on Take Back the Night.
Take Back the Night is a nationwide program that happens in schools. So not every school has it, but not every school doesn't have it either. And so what's really kind of amazing about Take Back the Night is it creates a solidarity around the topic of sexual violence or sexual harassment or sexual assault. So it's an opportunity for survivors to tell their story or to feel like they're supported by their student body.
Not only are the peer educators good at what they do, they even have the hardware to prove it. I'm Davis Wood, reporting for Argo News.
With so many clubs on campus, it's hard to think that there are still some popping up. One such organization is the Film Club.
The Film Club is entering its second semester being an active organization. I spoke to one of the founders to find out more information about it.
So before last semester, I kind of was getting more serious about wanting to go into my field, and I looked around. There had been no idea or actual organization of the film club on campus. So I looked into it more. I actually found people that were interested. Mostly we supply our own equipment. We're actually looking to increase our budget this next month. We're talking to people here in the university about increasing our budget or getting a budget in the first place. So we have people that bring in their own cameras, their own microphones, lighting. It's very good that everyone works together. Our next film festival, we're actually talking about that. We're trying to decide on a date. Right now we're looking at the end of April, April 20th, sometime around that. I just wanted really to create an organization or a group for people to come together to make films, no matter what background, no matter what costs, really. No stipulations on that, just a place for people to make content that they enjoy. Come check us out, room 108 in building 36, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5:15 to 7. We're supposed to be professional. We don't really act like it, but we have a fun time. And yeah, come on out. We hope to see you there.
If you feel like checking it out, check out the Film Club at Building 36, Room 108, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'm Norma Haas reporting for Argo News.
A well-known organization at UWF is the ROTC program, where it has shaped many students involved. Here is Matt Chamberlain with more on the story.
UWF's ROTC program has produced many success stories and is continuing to do so with future successes like James King.
I ended up going to school in order to join the military and go in as an officer, and it allowed me to find the why as I was going through, and I ended up realizing that it's a lot of great things that I've been given, and now I get the opportunity to defend those things. The requirements to be in the UWF ROTC program that you're a full-time UWF student and that you are aspiring a 4-year degree in order to commission as a second lieutenant in the United States Army, and you must maintain a 2.0 average in your curriculum in order to be a contracted cadet. However, if you are just actively seeking it as a freshman or a sophomore, you can come and just sign it up as an elective and try it out. Approaching your junior year, you start to rank the potential jobs as an Army officer, which are 17 individual branches, so you really don't have a lot of choice at the beginning. Depending on your order of merit list, the OML will determine what you get when it comes to components of active duty and the branch. So you find out, approach after you're assessing over your junior year, that you will get either active duty or reserve components, and then shortly after that you'll find out your job, which I found out recently at the end of the fall semester of my senior year. So I was shocked that I actually got assessed, because infantry and active duty are both competitive things, and for somehow the Army decided that I fit the slot for it, and it ended up resulting because of just some good leadership skills. I think the biggest thing that UWF helped me realize was time management. Learning that alongside with the teachers as well as the ROTC cadre both taught me that you can't go through life without trying to live it ad hocly. You're going to have to actually step up and start planning.
We would like to wish James King the best in all of his future endeavors and congratulate all those moving on from the ROTC program, and good luck to those continuing in it. Reporting for Argo News, I'm Matt Chamberlain.
Lately, Hollywood blockbusters are about larger-than-life superhumans. Why should we look into the movies for saviors when we have our own local heroes?
If you had an emergency, would you know specifically what to do in that situation?
I'm a firefighter 1, which is a certification that I obtained in the fire academy, and then I went on to get my EMT basic, and I'm also IB certified with that. I was a lifeguard once upon a time. I had that certification, and I'm also a certified scuba diver. So all of those together kind of help build the foundation for a lot of my training. I was previously a part of Army ROTC, and a cadet probably fell about 25 feet off of the rappel tower. So instincts just kicked in. So first responder, you know, I made sure I was the first person there, and everybody kind of backed up a little bit. And, you know, I gave him a rapid trauma assessment just to see if he had broken anything or, you know, how he was doing. And finally, you know, 911 was called, of course, and I helped to load him up in the ambulance. I think he was out for maybe a week, and he was great. I'm not sure if he's in the program anymore, but he recovered fine. I remember seeing him at PT shortly after, so.
I'm sure the cadets and many other students are thankful to have students like Carissa Rodriguez, these unsung heroes walking among us here on UWF. I'm Sarah Buelvis reporting for Argo News.
Dr. Tubbs is a professor here at the University of West Florida. Today, he gives insight on how he went from being a news writer to an educator.
What does it take to be a journalist for several newspaper companies to finally be an educator within the field of journalism?
I love doing stories about people and learning about their stories. In other words, if I meet Tyler, who's sitting off camera here, I want to know everything about the guy. Everyone has a story, and you can take that story and make it interesting to a larger audience. So I really enjoyed writing features, and the awards I won when I was a professional journalist almost always came out of feature writing. And I primarily worked for what was called the Alexandria Town Talk, which is in central Louisiana. But I've also done freelance work for the New Orleans Times-Picayune, Baton Rouge Advocate, a paper out of Muskogee, Oklahoma, the Providence, Rhode Island paper, the Houston Chronicle once. I've done a lot of different work for a lot of different newspapers. I was asked to teach a class. They didn't have a person who knew how to do InDesign, which is a program we use for laying out newspapers. And since no one else knew how to do InDesign, and I did, they asked me to be a guest lecturer for the entire semester in this one class. And I thought, you know, I enjoy being on campus, but the job I had didn't feel like it fit me exactly. I liked it, I enjoyed it. I was around athletics all the time. But when I got that one opportunity to work hand in hand alongside students who wanted to learn and see them grow because of what I taught them, I was hooked. I was like, I want to do this full time. I think I want to stay in the college world, but I really want to be an educator. I really enjoy the Voyager in terms of it being a class where I can really get down and dirty and we just do the work of journalists, and I can actually help you build a portfolio, because everything I do, no matter what class I teach, I set it up as my end goal is that you get skills out of that class that you can take and use to get a job. And in the Voyager, it's the most direct link.
With hard work, dedication, and determination, you too can follow your dreams. I'm Shamika reporting for Argo News. The Pensacola Ice Flyers hockey team has held one of the best records midway through the season. Argo News reporter Vanessa Peralta has more on the story.
With only 2.5 months left in the regular season, the Pensacola Ice Flyers sit on top of the leaderboard.
I was a kid, kind of getting into hockey. My dad played for a long time, and I think, you know, being Canadian is just kind of part of, you know, growing up, right? And, you know, I started skating when I was 3, just kind of on the pond and that, and, you know, it slowly developed into organized, and I really enjoyed it, and I kind of just continued from there. I like it, you know, this passion is, you know, second to none. You know, it's a winning organization. You know, the expectations are high here. You know, anyone who comes here knows that. So, you know, we want to win. And, you know, it starts from the top, and, you know, it carries on throughout the bottom. When a guy gets a call up, you know, we obviously, you know, it kind of hurts when it's, you know, a key guy that goes, you know, but then it opens up a door for, you know, someone else to step up. And I think we've done a good job this year, you know, guys kind of filling bigger roles and, you know, stepping up, you know, kind of, you know, whether it's filling an offensive role or a defensive end. So, you know, I think the guys that we bring in to replace some guys on call-ups, you know, have done very well. When I leave the rink, you know, I tend to maybe go to the beach, you know, do something, hang out with my fiance, and, you know, just kind of get your mind away from it a little bit. You know, that usually helps reset things. And, you know, a day off, just go kind of hang out, do something fun, and then when you come back to the rink, it's work day. You know, we are expecting as a team to carry this out throughout the rest of the way. It is still a lot of games left, so again, you know, if we just play our best, you know, the next game and then the next game, you know, I think we'll reach our goal.
Ever looking for something fun to do? Come check out the Ice Flyers at the Base Center. Tickets located on PensacolaIceFlyers.com or Ticketmaster.com. I'm Vanessa Peralta reporting for Argo News.
Do you miss the punk days and are interested in helping out one of the oldest punk houses?
90s nostalgia, music, art, and punk vibes.
So the goal for 309, what we're trying to achieve here is obviously purchase the property and keep it as a cultural center here in this part of town for punk culture. We're hoping that we'll be able to establish an artist residency here, set up a screen printing shop. We already have a recording studio here, but that will become a little bit bigger and open to the public. We'll do workshops here, zine writing workshops, obviously have an archive as well that will be open to the public, and that archive will house everything from zines to zines to records to just punk history in general, punk ephemera, particularly 309 punk or also Pensacola punk. So we have big dreams and big goals, but I think it's achievable. The beautiful thing about the local community is we've just received an outpouring of support. Everybody is really excited about the notion of preserving this house and its history. And so we've gotten a lot of support in terms of backing from the PMA, from the TT Wentworth, and also a community of people who don't have a ton of money who've been donating it very generously to our cause. And essentially what we need at this point is to raise enough money to buy the house. So it's about money now.
If you want to support and help fund the 309 House Project, check out their website at 309punkmuseum.org. I'm Erica Dukes reporting for Argo News.
For more information on the 309 Punk House Project, check out their Facebook and Instagram at 309 Punk Museum or their website at 309punkmuseum.org. They are currently looking for funding and volunteers.
Looking for service hours or a fun place to take the kids? Well, look no further than the Pensacola Mess Hall downtown.
When you hear Pensacola Mess Hall, you might think food shelter, but in reality, it's so much more.
So the Pensacola Mess Hall stands for Math, Engineering, Science, and Stuff, because they have a lot of stuff. Mainly it's for kids like ages 0 and up, and adults are welcome to do any of the exhibits. My job is the communications assistant, but I also do a lot of other things because there's not a lot of employees at the mess hall. So we all kind of take care of the same jobs around, but my main job is to send out email confirmations for field trips for teachers. Whenever I get to teach a little kid about science and they get super excited about it, even though half the time they don't really understand the full concept behind it, it's still great to see them get excited about something so easy that can have science related. And field trips are what mainly get us, busy. People will come from many different schools, preferably 1st through 5th. And then we also do outreach programs where we can go to actually the school and do a show there and bring some exhibits over so kids can experience that. We do shows with preschoolers, so that's called Tinker Tots, and we will go over to their school and do a Tinker Tots activity. We also can do that in the mess hall itself.
The Pensacola Mess Hall is open Tuesdays through Fridays from 2 to 5 and Saturdays from 10 to 5. I'm Peter Jutras, reporting for Argo News.
Well, that's all we have for you today.
Tune in next week when we discuss ghost sightings across campus. I'm Shamika Lewis.
And I'm Davis Wood. We'll see you next time.